Hello, Namaste, Namaskaram. Welcome to Stories of Hope Introvert Special. This is 48th episode and this is Santosh Nimani, the host and India's first proud introverts career mentor. So this show, which is being started, it's been almost 1 year and above, and we are into 48th episode. We have invited 48 guests till date, and it's a great thing which we are able to do because of your support. And the intent behind the show, as always, I tell this is to show people that there are a lot of people or a lot of introverts out there who are able to get success personally and professionally, even though they are going through introversion or had gone through introversion. So just want to show that it is okay to be introvert, and we can also do a lot of things on this planet earth. So with that intent, this show is got started and it is going great because of the guests and because of the people who always love listening to stories and all. It's even, I was privileged to host this show, and we are on a mission to transform 10 million lives as introvert professionals to they can if to boost their career around introversion. So with that, we want to start this show. But yes, who is our guest? That is one more thing. Probably I already revealed it, but yeah, I want to give a short introduction about who is our guest is all about and all. Before that, I want to share a small story which has actually affected me as well, being a colleague. So one of my friend, she is basically very less talkative, and she is also an introvert. I'm also an introvert, but yeah, I used to at least cope up with few people because I learned few skills. But she's a person, because of her introversion, has gone through a lot of challenges in her workplace. She cannot express whatever is being given to her, she's doing it, but still there are some challenges being a lady or the woman in her workplace. She used to share with me. So whatever experience I have, I used to share with her, and I gave her some confidence. And there's an issue came up and she fought back at that moment, but she's so afraid to talk. But yeah, some or other way she has came out of some fear. But yeah, she fought back. So great that at least she listened to my words, and she got a very good result at that moment. She got a promotion out there, and she got even lot of identity in her particular team as well. So why I'm sharing this is, in basically I have seen, maybe because of the upbringing or because of some issues, women are being more introverted compared to men. Maybe there are some people who want to talk and all, but because of the environment which around them, or maybe because of the upbringing which they have been into, because of the restrictions which they have in home and all, there are so many reasons about for this. So today we are going to talk about this topic, the challenges of introverted women in workplaces, along with one of the best in the industry. I think she's the one who can actually share about this. I believe so, because she's also an HR leader with 18 years of rich experience, and she has worked in different areas. And apart from that, right now she is also working as the head of talent acquisition and one of the MNCs in Bangalore. And she holds master's degree in human resource management, and she is right now serving as a president of Karnataka Human Resources Council at WICCI. Apart from that, she has into different things, and she is the chapter head of Karnataka for Women Power, and she is also actually helping women, lot of women, to get empowered and can work in their workplaces. So there are a lot of things which I can share, but yeah, it will take a lot of time to talk about her because she has a lot of achievements. So without any delay, we will call upon her so that it will be easy for us to listen from her, because we are already running out of time. I don't want to take a lot of time to introduce her. So yes, without any delay, let us invite our guest of the day, Shikha Gupta and the Lion.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Santosh. Thank you for having me here. And such a wonderful introduction makes me feel good already. Thank you
Thank you.
once again.
Thank you so much. Every word which I told, you deserve it, and I think you have done a lot of things in your career. Lot many people in your, you have seen a lot of people in your career and all. Definitely, your experience, your wisdom is going to impact a lot of people who are watching it live or recorded.
I hope so. I hope to add a lot of value. And let's see what viewers and listeners take away from this show. Absolutely.
So before that, I just want to ask you regarding. I have given a short introduction about you, but yeah, about your life, how it started, and how you become a HR leader right now into one of the leading companies and all. We want to listen from you as well, your story.
Oh, my story. Okay, so I've been a very happy, bubbly child most of the times, but then there was one side of me which was also introvert.
Right.
Right? So today, imagine my journey, Santosh, from being this shy little introvert girl to being with you and being your guest on a talk show. I think that's a fantastic journey. So I was this very happy, friendly person with people I knew, right? Because that's my circle of comfort. It's whether it's school, college, and then you start your first job and stuff like that. But then people, when you circle where you don't know people, right? You're dealing with people for the first time, strangers, right? So I was this timid, shy person who wouldn't open up, who would just, talk in a very restricted manner, who would be to the point, who would hesitate, who would think too much, who would think, oh, what is the person thinking about me? Who would fear being judged and all of that, right? So that's how I was, maybe 16, 17 years back when I started my first job. Just about 23, trainee, HR, first job, campus placement. So you're like that, right? Yeah. Somehow you're able to crack the campus interview, and then you don't know how corporate life looks like or how a workplace looks like, and you start building new relationships and you start learning on the job and stuff like that. But yes, HR always fascinated me. I used to read about HR during my 12th standard and my graduation. So the more you read about it, it's a people function, and you get to deal with people, work for the people, by the people, like democracy, right? Help them attract, retain, grow. That's all HR is about, right? With
Right.
different touch points in the employee's life cycle. So that's what kept me excited. Then once I finished my graduation, I said, yes, I should do a master's in this subject because it already fascinates me. I love reading about it. So that's how my journey started. But yes, very
Amazing.
much first job, shy, timid girl to where I am today. Yes.
Amazing. So, I mean, let us go into our talk show. Anyways, thank you for sharing your story so that our viewers also got some point that, yeah, obviously, when one thing is most of the people are thinking about or assuming is if we are talking, they are believing that we are extroverts. A lot of
Hmm.
people even ask me, Santosh, you talk in talk shows, you come live, you do videos and all. You are an extrovert. It doesn't mean you are introvert and you're talking about introversion and all. It's not like that. That's where I asked her to share her story because she also being an introvert, but she's able to speak because of the corporate experience, because of things we have to do in everyday life, in the corporate life. We have to talk. We have to learn this skill called as public speaking. Otherwise, we cannot sustain, obviously. So that's where I just want you to share your story. So anyways, let us go into our particular show. Basically, this show is about two rounds. One will be a question and answer round, and the second will be about a rapid fire. So are you are you excited for this?
Yes, I want to see what rapid fire round holds for me. Yes,
Okay.
let's get
Okay.
on.
Amazing. So the first round is about question and answer. It will be around your life. So the first question around this is, you told about your introversion or your childhood being a shy, introverted girl. So what challenges you faced at in your childhood, not in your corporate life, but yeah, in your childhood, being like that, and what can be the reasons behind it?
I don't think so. There are any reasons. It's all, like I say, it's all in the mind, right?
Right.
So I was this person who wouldn't, take the first step, who
Hmm.
wouldn't make friends on her own, who wouldn't lead, who wouldn't, say the first word, who wouldn't start the first talk. But I was more comfortable when I was in a group, right? And people were talking, and you could add your bit, and people were sharing experiences, and then you would get in and share your experience. But if you ask me as a little girl, if I wanted to lead, if I want to start a conversation, if I want to go talk to a stranger, say, hi, I'm Shikha, I study in whatever seventh standard or eighth standard, I'm in this school. I was not that person. I had a lot of people who would walk up to me, talk to me, and then I would get comfortable with the person, but not somebody who would go all out and say, yes, this is me, come, let's play, I want to share my, I don't know, books, my toys, my stuff with. There was no reason. I think some people are the way they are. they
Right.
like they like being alone, they like that me time, they like their books, their TV, their internet, whatever is accessible. So yes, that was me. I had a fantastic brother who was I still have, sorry, yeah, who was a friend to me. So we, brother sister, were good for each other, right?
Hmm.
You play around, you share, you travel together, you go for outings, picnics, parties. So you have a sibling who's more like a friend rather than like a bossy brother who would say, okay, don't do this, don't do that. So I think that feeling was great. So you really didn't have to. I did have one or two best friends, but I was not the popular girl in the school or the popular girl in the class. Those one or two best friends knew the best of me and the worst of me because they've known me closely. For the rest of them, yes, a nice, well-behaved, timid, shy girl, But let's go talk to her. I think that is what attracted people towards me. On the
Hmm.
contrary, right? Very obedient or whatever, very disciplined and all that. But then once somebody approached me and started talking to me, started taking interest in me, that's when I would open up gradually and slowly. But yes, I was not the extrovert person that I am today, which probably my corporate life has made me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you are sharing about your brother, and because of, I mean, you are both good friends, and you are being with him and all. So now let us come to the next point, that some or other time, obviously, you told about being you attractive to a lot of people. They started approaching you and all. So, but obviously, there will be some point where you got confidence, or any situation which you remember that, okay, this incident made me confident that I can do better, or any such sharing, or any such story which you have.
Yes, I clearly remember. Till that day, Santosh, people wouldn't kind of make friends with me or talk with me. So we had a debate competition. I still remember, I think it was sixth or seventh standard, right?
Mhm.
And I happened to participate in that and I actually won it. And they were
Mm.
like, this girl who doesn't even speak, right, is actually standing in a debate competition fighting against the opponent party, right? A debate
Mm.
always has
Yeah.
pros and cons, right?
Right. Right.
And I was, I think, hardly 10 years old or maybe 9 years old, standing there fighting it out and eventually winning it. I think that was my, turning point, saying that she knows a lot, she can talk, she has the understanding of the subject, she fought it out so well, she has industry data, I read a lot about the subject and all that. And when I won the debate competition, that's when I attracted a lot of friends. Okay, this girl knows it. Is just that we didn't make an effort to go speak to her and vice versa,
Right.
she didn't make an effort to come and speak to us. So that was the turning point, that debate competition, and I'm so happy I took part in it because that gave me a lot of friends, right? So, and that also broke that stigma which was around me or which was there in people's mind, that she's very shy, she doesn't know how to talk, she doesn't mingle. If she can stand on a stage in front of 1,000 people crowd and fight it out, she's got it.
Right.
So yeah, that was the turning point. Yes.
Amazing. So I mean, I even have a similar situation. It's not a I mean, you told about sixth and seventh. I still remember in my 10th. It's not a debate, but it's a jam. I mean, they will give you a topic, and I have to talk on the stage.
Yeah.
So that's the first time. I still remember that event, how it went and all. That's the first time, because of my friend. He was a very active participant in this kind of debate competitions, jam and all. And I just went to accompany him because he is one of my best friends, and very. He's the only one I used to talk in my complete class. So I used to go with him just to see what is going on. So, anyways, I just went. I thought, why can't I try this? I didn't try this anytime. So, anyways, I was so tensed at that moment, but on stage I went. It is a very horrible experience. I didn't win that competition, but it's a very horrible experience because my communication skills are very bad. Apart from that, I used to get exhausted when I'm around people. So that made me even more worse, and people started laughing at me when I started just for one sentence or two sentences. That made me even more weird. So it went very, I mean, I still remember it. It is very horrible. But yeah, after that particular competition, my friend came to me and told that, Santosh, you have done great. I was like, okay. I mean, I know that I went very horrible, but yeah, he told that, Santosh, you have at least tried something. It's fine. It's okay. That's also a win for you. So it's fine. Let's go out and have some samosa party or something like that. And that actually gave me a boost. So, anyways, you actually told the debate competition 6 and 7.
Uh,
I just want to
Sometimes
share that.
that's what I was about to add, right?
Yeah,
No experience is good or bad. Every
yeah,
experience is a learning experience. At that age, when I was barely 10-year-old, I did not know I would win it. It
right,
was maybe coincidental, or maybe I really did well, so I won it. But then, like you rightly said, it broke that ice, right? You were
right,
more confident. It gave you that boost. If you can do it in front of 1,000 people, man, you can't talk to your classmates. I'm sure
right,
you can, right? So you're very right. It
right,
sets that tone. At least we tried something, we did something different, and today we are a different person
right, right.
altogether.
So if I didn't try over there, I don't know that I can at least try it. So from there I started trying it again and again. So right now at least I'm able to speak like this. That is a great lesson learned. Anyways, it's a great
When
share
I
now.
met you the first time, I just couldn't figure out that you were an introvert, first of all. So you should take that off your mind.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, next question will be around obviously after getting confidence, again there will be some people around you who actually tries to pull you down or maybe criticize you, bully you. Being an introvert, I have seen a lot in my life. I just want to know about your life as well. Any such things? Being
See
a
that
woman, being a girl, even more. Maybe I have seen this in my friends as well.
See, what happens is, so I will tell you pre-debate and post-debate, right?
Hmm,
Like I
hmm,
said, pre-debate competition, I did not have too many friends, right? People wouldn't share notes, people wouldn't share books. But there was another thing, I always used to come first in class. So they would come and borrow, saying that, can I
hmm,
have your notebook and all that, because I was good at my studies, right? So that is what used to happen. But then you wouldn't share things, you wouldn't probably share lunch. There's this quiet girl sitting in the cafeteria eating with her one friend or two friends. You wouldn't be a part of a group. So inclusion, right? They don't include you, they don't share with you, they don't talk to you. Or whenever there is some activity or event at school, right, you never get to stand in the first place in that queue, right? You're the fifth or the sixth person, or maybe you're the last person, right? Because you're an introvert. At the beginning of the queue or the activity or the game, you need leaders, right? Who
right,
can lead the game, who can, right? So you would be in the sixth or seventh position because you're just one member in the game. You're not the leader, you're not the organizer. So all those things used to happen in school. And like me, there were more people in class, right? So I
right,
totally understood what they are going through and what I am going through, and what transformation I went through after I won it, and what they must be still going through. So I tried then helping them come out of it, with my little mind that time, 11-year-old or whatever, saying that if I can do it, everybody can do it. It's
right,
not a
right,
big deal. You just have to give it one shot. So those are the things that used to happen in school life. I think because sort of a transformation happened. I didn't face any challenges in college life and all that. Actually, I was a part of student union, fighting out for the rights of the student, from being this shy little girl, who's so introvert, who wouldn't open up.
right.
So yes, but then in my workplace, I think we will talk about it. But in
Right,
my
right.
work, people who go through a lot of challenges. Yes.
Yeah. So my next question is around that only. That is about our topic for today. About yeah, challenges. Before going into challenges, I just want to know the root cause of this, because I we will talk about the challenges, but what is the reason behind why or this problem comes up in a lot of women, especially in workplaces.
See, I wouldn't take myself as an example here, because
Hmm,
I did not have any such issues. I'll tell you why people are introvert. It could
hmm,
be, it could be some parental pressure at home, right?
right.
Saying that, look, X's son or X's daughter scored these many marks, or she stood first in class, or she stood second in class. Look at you, you can't even study properly.
Right.
Second, look at you, you're so overweight, right? You need to work, you need to exercise, you don't look good, blah, blah, blah. Third could be, I don't know, your taste of dressing up, your sense of dressing up. So it's always a life of comparison, right? You
Right.
don't study well, you don't work well, you're not active in sports, you don't do this, you don't do that, right? So it's always a life of comparison. So when you keep hearing that, it could be from your parents, it could be from your friends, it could be from your community members, you withdraw,
Hmm.
right? You typically withdraw. You start cutting off yourself from the social circle. You stop mingling. You stop talking to people. You start loving your own solitude, which is
Right.
could be your books, your video game, your laptop, your TV. It could be because you're. See, I had a I don't know if I should call it out on this show. I had a friend who had some bedwetting problems,
Hmm.
right? So, poor confidence came from there. And it was known to me, it was not known to the rest of the world. I said, big deal. Everybody goes through certain challenges, and finally she recovered, right?
Right.
But there is something which is psychologically disturbing for that individual,
Hmm.
right? It could be the way I look, it could be the way I dress, it could be my marks, it could be anything that I do. It could be
Right.
some psychological issue. It could be, comparison with my own sibling. Your
Right.
sister studies so well, look at you, or your sister. So every time somebody withdraws or somebody becomes an introvert, there is a reason behind it, and the reason could be anything, because you're
Hmm.
constantly hearing that feedback from everyone, right?
Right.
My advice to parents who are bringing up children, right, should be have a heart to heart chat. Touch wood, I did not have any such problem, but I was generally a quiet child in school, but at home I was a monster. So there are different facets of every personality.
Right.
Well behaved, nice, disciplined girls, always got good marks, stood first in class. But at home, I was very different. So
Hmm.
the reason why people are introvert, because there is something which is bothering them in their mind. They're trying to
Right.
cope up with something. They're struggling with something. It could be
Right.
anything, and
Right.
that is what governs their behavior.
Okay, amazing. So now let us come to the point of challenges. So, what challenges you have seen in your experience from your, I mean, being a HR, obviously, you will get to listen a lot of cases, especially with women. There are even it can be the posh case or it can be anything else was sharing with you and all. What experiences you have, and can you please share with us the challenges which they face in workplaces?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I will discuss posh a little towards the end. Let me
Right.
call out the other challenges. We have this very inherent feeling in our mind. First of all, women,
Hmm.
right? Women are not cut out for sales role. Women are not cut out for night shifts. Women
Right.
are not cut out for travel jobs. Women cannot do sales. Women cannot do business development. Already there is so much of stigma around, what a woman can do and what a woman cannot do.
Right.
On top of that, an introvert woman, right,
Hmm.
who speaks less, mingles less, talks less, showcases less. So I think a couple of things that I have noticed in my career span is managers assume, it could be true, it could not be true, managers assume that introvert women are not good team players, right? Because they don't know how to work in a group. They are
Hmm.
siloed. They think a lot. They don't buy into the ideas of the others, right? They cannot do group work. They cannot collaborate because their
Hmm.
thinking time is more. Their processing time is more. They don't tend to gel in a team, right? So
Right.
that's one of the assumptions that you will find most of the managers taking, that she will not be. So let's give her an individual task, let her do that and finish it off. She cannot be a part of a team or a
Right.
teamwork. Second misconception, biggest misconception is because she cannot speak well, or because she cannot articulate, or because she does not exhibit, she cannot become a good leader. Why?
Right.
Leadership is not about shouting, being over the top, dictating, bossing around, bullying, or leadership. I mean, today we have a beautiful concept called servant leadership,
Yeah.
right? Talks about more collaboration, listen
Hmm.
more, speak less. So Eureka! It's an opportunity for all the introverts. Why
Right.
does the industry think that introvert women cannot become great leaders? Of course they can, because they don't exhibit those qualities. Do you give them that opportunity? You
Hmm.
won't know, right? uh, Third thing is, people think in corporates also, when you look at women, right, that they're loners. They
Hmm.
actually don't mingle. They don't participate in any HR activities, any employee engagement initiatives. They don't come forward and take any responsibility. So that's another challenge we face, right? But
Right.
then again, there are both sides of it. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not true. But yeah, in the leadership role, it is important for somebody to be an extrovert, right? So I
Hmm.
think those are the two, three things that I have very clearly observed. And last, which you mentioned, posh cases. Say somebody is going through some problem at work, some sort of a harassment. It could be emotional, it could be, I don't know, physical, it could be through messaging, right? Women don't open up. Stigma, right? What if somebody gets to know in the organization? So the tolerance level is very high, right?
Hmm.
What if my team gets to know? What if my colleagues get to know? What if, and especially if the other person is blackmailing, right?
Hmm.
If you do this, I won't give your appraisals. If you do
Right.
this, I will not give you your promotion. If you do this, I will sack you, and all of that stuff. So that's another thing. But then with such women, if we as HR sometimes get to know that something's happening, you really need to have a one-on-one conversation and get the woman to open up, right? That's another thing. Another thing that I've understood, especially in the performance appraisal cycle, right? She's not happy, she's done a lot, right? But she's not able to articulate, she's not able to fight for her own rights,
Right.
fight for that well deserved promotion, fight for that well deserved rating, right? Because of the way she is, not that she's not performed. You've heard that, no, Santosh? Crying babies get milk, right? Just
Yeah.
because he is not making noise
Hmm.
doesn't mean he or she has not performed.
Right.
So just because she has done her bit, she has lived up to her KPIs, KRAs, she deserves her percentage of hike, she deserves her promotion. But then what happens in a corporate environment at times, people who cry, who make a lot of noise are put first in the queue, because they're constantly pestering their managers or their management, saying that I deserve this place and not Shikha. I deserve
Hmm.
it and not Shikha, so on and so forth. So that's another challenge you face with introverted women. So as and as a help medium, we have counseling helplines, right, in different organizations, to which are very anonymous, right,
Right.
which help women come up with all these behavioral issues, especially if she's involved in a posh case.
Right.
Right. If something of that sort is happening, so there are counseling helplines to help them overcome this issue. Because how do you solve the posh case? You cannot live with it. It's not
Right.
healthy for any organization. This way or that way, it has to be solved. So I think these are the 5 6 challenges that I have been seeing during my tenure in the corporate with introvert women. Yes.
Okay. So my next question would be around this. Like, I mean, being an introvert, maybe it is general question or it can be around women. But yeah, being an introvert and going into a phase of called depression. So I have seen a lot of people, because they are not able to share with their colleagues, or maybe they are not able to tell they are doing their best, but still, because of whatever is been happening, because the promotion, of because of there is no one to talk or no one to express, there are a lot of people who are going into a phase called as depression. So what is your take on this, and how we can actually, I mean, as a HR, how you have to come up with things, or how what you are doing for that?
See, I will answer this in two parts. It all starts from home in the first place. Like I
Right.
was telling you about children being introvert, right? At that little age, it all starts from the home. So
Hmm.
this woman who's coming to work, we need to really understand what kind of upbringing has she gone through,
Right.
right? Is this behavior a part of her very own self since childhood, or is this behavior very recent? When did she become like that? What are the issues? right? So it starts with home, whether your parents, your siblings, how are they treating you, right? And if you've been hearing it for those many years, right? Because when you reach the corporate, you're already 25, 26, 27. If you've led that kind of a life, getting into depression happens sooner, or probably is evident at some point or the other.
Right.
In So that's the home part of it. Now coming to the corporate part of it, depression. People go into depression when they're not able to voice out, right? Somebody is getting suffocated in the ecosystem, right? It could be because he or she is not getting rewarded enough, right? It could be because some manager is harassing or some colleague is creating a problem. It could be because she is not able to meet her targets, and at the same time, because she's an introvert, she's not able to ask for help, right? What do
Right.
we tell our women employees, or what do we tell our employees in general? You have a deadline of, let's say, you need 4 days to do this job. If you're not able to do it, come back and ask for help, right? Ask for resources, ask for tools that can help you achieve your target.
Right.
But don't come back on the fourth day and say, job is not done. Sorry,
Right.
it doesn't work that way. So she could be in that state of mind because of a target which she has to achieve. She is not able to do because there is a skill gap, or there is gap of resources, lack of tools. But due to her introvert nature, she's also not asking for help,
Hmm.
right? So that's another scenario. It also could be work life balance, right? There is too much to be done at office and there is too much to be done at home, right? She's not able to manage both home and work. Now a lot of companies have started asking employees to report back to work, right? Twice a week, thrice a week, depending on the organization's size. But she's not
Right.
able to manage both the worlds, because over the last 18, 19, 20 months, she's used to working from home, managing home and office very beautifully. So
Right.
that's adding stress that could. And fundamentally, like you rightly said in the beginning, the ability where you're not the ability of not being able to express. You don't have a friend, you don't have
Right.
a confidant, you don't have anybody to share. That is what leads to depression. And
Right.
depression is a disease, huh? People
Hmm.
take it very lightly, right? You have
Hmm.
depression and then you have bipolar. Such people need help.
Right.
So in corporates, like I said, a lot of organizations, even ours, have these counseling helplines, right, which focus on employee well-being, right, mental health, physical health, employee well-being. That's another way of stopping introvert women or employees going into depression, because they're very comfortable sharing it with an anonymous person, right,
Hmm.
rather than sharing it with HR or with their manager, because these are known people, right?
Right.
In all confidence, they're ready to share everything, and that's how the treatment happens. And it's always a relationship between the counselor and the employee. That's how it works. But then depression is serious.
Yeah. So with this, I just want to ask a last question on this, because this is, I have seen this question. I mean, this problem in a lot of people. So yeah, as you already mentioned that they don't want to share with HRs, or probably they want to only share with anonymous people. uh, I mean, for example, there is a psychological issue, or there are some issues because of because of that her performance is going very low. So if they approach you, so what are the precautions, or what exactly goes through? What is the process which is being there? Because there are a lot of I mean, there is an mindset, or people think that, array, if I share with them, what they will just motivate me, or they will just try to give some pointers where I can get boost and all. After that, I may not be. I mean, again, if something comes up, I may not be coming up, or I cannot share it with them. So, what exactly happens in the process of talking to? I mean, after being someone approaching you as a HR.
Okay, so again, let me answer this in two parts. One is the appraisal cycle has not yet kicked off, right?
Hmm.
We are still pre-appraisals and all that. So somebody knows that she is not performing or she is not doing well, and she knows she could probably run into troubles during the appraisal cycle. There are people who decide to talk to HR, saying
Hmm.
that I'm not able to manage. What would you advise? Or my manager is giving me very stretched targets. Can you help me sort it out and stuff like that, right? So those situations happen. Post appraisal, it's anyway a case of, if the person is a PIP, right, poor performer, right, we put him on a performance improvement plan. Or if the person is a good performer, anyway he takes his rewards and he goes back to the project or goes back to the team. Now, as HR, we first have a chat with the employee. We understand what the problems are. We do counseling. Now, certain people are comfortable talking about it, right? So they open up. They tell us what's not working out. Maybe she's not able to focus because of home, or maybe she's not able to focus because she's not very savvy with that technology. Maybe there is a skill gap, right? Or maybe she's already asked for help from her manager, that the skill gap needs to be bridged, but the manager has not taken any interest or any step in fixing that. Maybe it's still work in progress. So we need
Right.
to understand what is it that is not working out, and then
Mm.
accordingly we counsel. But my suggestion to anybody in the HR fraternities, always please, once you finish doing this conversation, do a conversation between the employee, the manager, and yourself, so that all three of you are on the same page, and the manager does not take it in a negative manner. That
Mm.
oh, she's gone and complained about me to HR. That's not the case. She's only come and asked for help, saying that
Yeah.
I'm not able to, yeah, my performance is going down. I don't understand. I'm not liking my job. I'm not liking my role. Can you move me to a different project? Can you move me to a different technology? Anything, right? Or I'm happy with my current role, but I need one, two, three resources to boost up my performance or to perform at the expected level. Or I need some flexibility.
Mm.
Sometimes, flexibility works wonders. Maybe there's some personal situation at home, right? Can you talk to my manager and give me 1 week off or 1 week work from home? This is pre-COVID. Today, so anyway, everybody is working from home. So once you
Right.
do that counseling, then you have a combined discussion between the employee, the manager, and HR. So all of them are on the same page, and the
Right.
manager doesn't take it in a negative manner, saying that somebody's gone and complained to HR about me. Otherwise, this introvert woman will have to go through more challenges
Mm. Mm.
if he gets to know. And
Right.
organizations are that way very transparent, right?
Right.
Nothing is hidden, right? So somebody will talk saying that, oh, she went to HR. What will happen to this manager? So it's best to stitch the entire document or whatever, the entire conversation with all both the people together, and then work on an action plan. Saying that one, two, three. These are the three things we'll do to help her perform better. It could be anything. It could be flexibility. It could be training. It could be anything, whatever the demand is.
Wow. Amazing.
Counseling.
I mean, just I asked you because a lot of people are not aware of this process. I mean, maybe there are a lot of, I mean, trainings happening and all, but still they are into their own zone, or they are into their own thing. What will happen if I share with my HR, whether it will go to my manager, or what happens to my promotion cycle, or whatever. They have a lot of, so a lot of blockers in their mind, which I have seen my colleagues, especially in women as well. Because I, in the starting, I shared a story as well, right? I know, because I know some HR policies, and I mean, I know some things and all, because regarding the posh and all. So I told her, and I created an awareness. Then she has opened up and she understood, because what she felt is, if she want to share with HR will definitely tell all the story to other people. So that's what the mindset she have at that moment.
That is the mindset most of the people have, Santosh.
Right.
And I'm not going to say that I'm doing something great. The HR folks, all of us have to build that kind of confidence in the employees, right?
Right.
And what happens is, the larger the organization is, it becomes very difficult, right, to have that one-on-one connect with people, one-on-one bonding with people, right? So it's very important. It's very important to build that confidence. Unless
Mm.
somebody feels okay that she can talk to me, she will never come to me,
Mm.
right? That confidence, that faith, that trust, that comfort is the
Right.
word, has to be
Yeah.
there, that I can approach HR and I will get a resolution from there, or I will get some direction, some help, right? There are various forums in which an employee can approach HR, not only when you want reimbursements, or when your salary has not come, or when you want leave, or when you want maternity claims,
Right.
right? Uh, so employee counseling, employee grievance, all these are part of HR's role. So that
Mm.
comfort has to be there with the employee, that he or she can go and talk to the HR person. We're all here to
That's,
help.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So, with that, yeah, we are done with our question and answer round, and yeah, we are going ahead for the rapid fire. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions or anything, you can ask her directly. I already the links are being shared in the description, or you can approach her regarding the questions which you have or anything which you want to know about HR, or she is also into different NGOs and all. Definitely, it would be a great thing. You can approach her, and especially women, if you have any other questions, already the links are being there in the description, and you can ask her so that she can also help in any means. So with that, yes, let us go for the next round, that is about rapid fire. So rapid fire, my first question would be around what is your what is your entertainment mode? Means I don't want to talk about books and all. I just want to ask you, what exactly makes you feel refreshed or energized or motivated? Sometimes obviously there will be low phases and all. In the phase, in the points of maybe songs or movies or anything else which you have in your life.
Music, movies, and travel.
Okay.
Unfortunately, COVID has made me a one-room prisoner. I love traveling. I grew up abroad, thankful to my parents for such a wonderful life. 25 years, then came back to India, got married, got settled. But I love traveling. And even after that, now, 2 years back, every year I take 15 days off, Santosh, and go to some other country. I think last visit was 2019. I did Vietnam and Cambodia. Before
Mm.
that, I did Malaysia, Thailand. Before that, Mauritius. Before that, Dubai, so Sri Lanka. Every year, I choose one destination and go. 15 days. US customers are shut down. Christmas
Yeah.
time is a good time to take off. So I love traveling. That's my source of energy. And of course, music and movies. I can watch anything under the sun. English,
Mm.
French, Hindi. Those are the three languages I follow.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's,
Wow.
yeah, these are my sources of energy.
Amazing. So next question would be around, are you a night owl or a early bird?
Night owl. Actually, both.
See, it depends on situations.
Depends on situations. I mean, for me, like somebody asked me the other day, how come do you work till 2 or 3 in the morning? You don't get sleep. I said, my dreams don't let me sleep. When you want to achieve a lot, when you want to do a lot of things, you're awake. And when you have to get up in the day and run like a leopard, because HR has to partner with business hand in hand, right? If you do things which are outdated, you will not earn any respect from the business. So, night owl in the night, leopard in the day, both.
Wow, amazing. So my next question is around, what if Shikha is not an HR? What she want
Shikha
to be?
cannot do anything.
Okay.
Shikha is HR by birth, by passion, by profession, by character. Shikha cannot be anything.
So
I don't. If I get another life, Santosh, I would want the same life.
wow, then great. So now my next question, I think you may, I don't know whether you have shared anything, but I remember you didn't have any such situations. My question would be around, if anyone who actually criticized you or maybe bullied you, maybe because of being an introvert or not very less talkative at that moment, right now called you or pinged you telling that, yeah, Shikha, you are doing great in your life and we didn't expect that. We at that moment you are somewhere else, and right now you are actually uh, you are into some heights. So anyone actually told you like that?
Absolutely. I'll share this beautiful experience with you. So I'm a TED Circle, I'm associated with the TED community. I'm a TED Circles host. And thanks to TED and thanks to LinkedIn, I managed to connect with my school friends. And they
Hmm.
joined my TED Circles, which I host every month. And they were like, You, this shy little girl, look at you. You're doing so many NGOs, TED, public speaking, HR, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and they're still, I mean, they're all my age. We've studied together at school. So that was the first reaction I got when and I was surprised because it was difficult to recognize people after 20 years, right? School life.
Right. Right.
But then, yes, that's the feedback I got from them. And, you're such an inspiration, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I said, look at you guys. You didn't want to become friends with me also at that time. Today, see, yeah, that happened. I'm thankful to TED, thankful to LinkedIn. I think, yeah, it's become a global village. All of us are connected. We are able to trace. Because 20 years back, we didn't have Facebook. There was no
Hmm.
WhatsApp. There wasn't anything. So,
Right.
yes.
Great. So with that, yes, I'm done with my rapid fire as well. Thank you for sharing that. And anyways, last question, not from rapid fire. Normally, any book which you have read which actually inspired you, or your first book which you want to share, or anything like that.
I typically don't read books, Santosh. I read
Hmm.
articles
Okay.
and short stories. So I do follow what Ratan Tata has to say. I love his writings, his speeches. I do follow what Sadhguru says because he's very practical. He
Hmm.
doesn't preach religion. He doesn't preach philosophy. He's very practical. There's another person. What's his name? Sandeep Maheshwari, right?
Hmm.
He's another YouTube personality who always addresses the young generation, right? That age
Right.
group of 25 to 30, 35, and gives them very practical solutions to a lot of things. So I'm a YouTuber. I love watching your shows. I've seen so many of them, right? So I keep watching videos on YouTube, and that's my source of learning. It could be Ratan Tata, it could be Sadhguru, some names that come to my mind very quickly. Yeah, so I cannot read. I just read short articles. That's about it. Or
Yeah.
famous speeches from Bollywood, like the last Sunday, right? What is a winning team, right?
Hmm.
Famous
Yes.
speeches from Bollywood movies, which are very inspirational. From Braveheart, from The Last Sunday, from a lot of these. Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa, right? Such an
Right. Right.
amazing speech between the father and son. So those
Right.
motivational speeches, right? Michael Jordan, right? So that's my source of energy again. Yeah, motivational videos work very well with me,
Wow.
and that's why I keep recommending to people whatever I like.
Wow. Amazing. So yes, with that we are done with our stories of hope introvert special. But last but not least, what do you want to suggest as or conclude this particular conversation is all about? Anything you want to suggest or any conclusion you want to give?
All of us have only one life. Make it your life. Live it the way you want to live it. Pursue your dreams, pursue your passion, do what you want to do. You won't get another one.
Right.
Live it once, live it right. It's your life. Take charge. I think that's what I want to tell anybody and everybody.
Yep. Amazing. Amazing share, and thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, that's what the philosophy of life is all about. I even define the life as the same. Whatever, only one life. I don't know there is a previous life, or there is no some other. I will be having some other life and all. I will not remember as well that all. Right now, whatever is there, I can only remember that. My father, I always have a argument with my father. My father tell, your past life actually some gen I mean some time where you got something, that's where it happened like this and all. I don't know about it. It is about right now what I can do, that's it, which is in my hands. And yeah, that's a great.
Going on the philosophical side, right? People say it's all about karma, right?
Hmm.
Do good, be good, and good things will happen. So I think that much is life. I mean,
Right.
if you cannot do good to anybody, at least don't harm the person. At least
Right.
don't hurt the person,
Right.
right? Do good, be good, and everything will come back to you because karma, whatever you do, keeps coming back to you. Like you rightly
Hmm.
said, we don't know what we were in our previous life. We don't know what we will be in our next life. Could be a
Right.
flower or a tree. I don't know. So it's just one life. Don't compromise. Your dreams, your life, you gotta live it the way you want it.
Yep. So with that, yes, we are done with our Stories of Hope Introvert special. One more amazing episode, and thank you so much, Shikha for coming over here and sharing your experience, wisdom, and your stories and all. It is a great share. I was enjoying, and I was also learning from you, listening to your stories, and it actually made me also go back to my past, and remembering what I have done at that moment.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, because it's always very nice to go back to those memories, right from my childhood. Still remember, this shy, timid little girl in those pink frocks. Pink was my favorite color. It still is. Right, to
Right.
where I am today. Thank you for reviving all those beautiful moments of my life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And yes, with that, people who are watching it live or recorded, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you guys because without you, this is not there. This is only because of your encouragement. This is always. Whatever I am doing, it's all about you, so that I can get fulfillment. Because in this way, if I can add value to you, it will definitely give me a lot of fulfillment. That's where I started this show. And thank you so much for your love and support. We will be doing it continuously. We are reaching 50th episode. I'm so excited. And still, we are traveling towards 100, 150, 200, whatever it is. I want to do it continuously. And thank you so much for that as well. And yes, with that, we'll be meeting in the next episode of Stories of Hope Introvert Special. Till then, have a nice day, have a nice week. And already there is one more variant which is coming up. So stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much. We'll meet you in the next episode.
Thank you. God bless. Take care.